So I decided to make a little series on my channel on DIYs, and I already put one DIY up on how to make your own makeup remover. No, brush spot cleaner, I think it was. Yeah, brush spot cleaner. And so I guess that would be like my first video for DIYs, and now I'm going to make another one on how to make your own pressed shadow. And this is if you have a pigment or something, and you want it to be like in a pan and flat and neat, or if you want to make your own custom color, custom color, and like for eyeshadow. And it's really cool. So yeah, so you'll need a few things, and basically the first thing that you're going to need is rubbing alcohol, and mine is 70%. Doesn't matter what percent yours is, just make sure it's rubbing alcohol. I would say anything above 70 is good. Maybe even 60, that would be fine, but not 50 because that might not work as well, and it might take a little bit longer. And yeah, so you need that. Then you'll need some either pigments or shadows that you want to create into your own pressed little shadow here. So I have this little shadow duo, and there's like a lavender purple kind of color and a darker purple, and both of them are not pigmented at all. Like, that's the dark purple, the lavender purple is right there. Like, you can't barely see them, so I want to mix two of them together and make them more pigmented. Then you'll either need an old pan, or if you don't have an old pan, or if you just can't get one or something, like an old eyeshadow pan, then you can use water bottle caps. And basically, you're probably like, how are you going to cover them when you're done making it? Well, what you're going to do is you can write the name of the shadow, or the pigment, or you can name it, whatever. And then when you're storing it, you would store it like this. Like, this is where the shadow would be, and then you would store it upside down. So not as much bacteria would get into this. I mean, maybe a little bit of bacteria, but not as much, because the rubbing alcohol kind of kills it off. So that's what I like to use. And if you want to make a bigger shadow, then you can take like the Gatorade bottle caps. Those are a little bit bigger. Or when you throw away your milk and you're done with your milk or something, then you can use the milk caps. They're a little bit bigger. But I just want to make a small one today. So, yep. Then you'll need something to mix with. It doesn't matter. I'm just using a bobby pin that I just opened up. And it looks like that. I think that's it. I think that's it. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I'm using a little water bottle cap for my pan, and this is what it looks like. So basically, first thing that you're going to do is take your old eyeshadow. This is just any, old eyeshadow, and I want to mix the two together. And depending on the size of your cap or your pan is how much you're going to make. So I want to mix both of these together. So first I'm going to take the end of my bobby pin and scrape a little bit of the dark purple. So just like that. And make sure it's like not a high end like shadow or something, or blush, whatever, powder, pigment, whatever, you're using to create this, because since you're scraping it, and unless you want to, like, you really know what you're doing and you know that you're not going to mess up and you're using like a MAC pen, then that's fine. And the cap just fell off of this, of course. Oh well, because the other ones did too. Let me see if I can get it back on. Okay, so yeah, just make sure you're not using as like high of an end one, at least, like, only if you know what you're doing, So as you can see, I just got a little bit into my pan, and I'm going to scrape, actually into my cap, not a pan, but now I'm just going to scrape a little bit more. And I really don't care if the shadow gets ruined. To be honest with you, I don't know where it went. Like, I don't know where I got it from. So, sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just basically scraping this purple eyeshadow and placing it into here. Okay. Then if you make a mess, then just kind of blow it away. Okay, so make sure, don't like put all of it in yet. Just get a little bit in there first. And then basically what I did is I put my rubbing alcohol into this little bottle so it's easier to pour in. And put a few drops of it in. So I'm going to put about 4 drops should be good. And then mix it around with the shadow. And just kind of mix it and until all the powder is dissolved into the rubbing alcohol and it's like a paste kind of. Then add a little bit more, so I'm going to add about 4 more drops. And just mix until like it is like a liquidy kind of formula. And yep, just keep mixing. Okay. Then I have some on the end, so I'm going to take the other end and scrape a little bit more with. I'm going to wipe this end off, obviously, so it's not getting in my way and being all messy, you know. So I'm going to scrape a little bit of the lighter purple color here. Ugh, keeps breaking. Lighter purple color into my jar, and it's basically has no pigment. And so I'm just going to scrape some of this in, and this one is pretty much already broken because I used it for another like brush shadow, you know, and I mixed it with the green and it turned out really pretty. But yeah, so once again, just get a little bit more, and yeah, just kind of make sure it's grinded, make sure it's not like in chunks because then it will dry really weird, and I will show you what it looks like when it dries really weird like that, because that happened to me before. Okay, so get a little bit in there and then mix it in with the rubbing alcohol. Don't add it anymore yet. Just kind of mix it in first. Okay, now we're going to add more. So add a few more drops. I added about 5 drops. And mix. Mix, mix, mix. Okay. So now with the other side, once again, I'm just going to scrape a little bit more of the purple color because I'm kind of going like the darker purple color because I'm kind of going for like that Shadow by MAC and Vibrant Grape, which is like a really vibrant grape color. Says it kind of in the title. And I don't own it, but if you don't know what it is, it's, yeah, pretty much just a really vibrant grape. And if you get any, like, on your area where you're working, then what I do is I just kind of scrape it in and then pick it up and kind of place it, or just blow it away. But, yeah, basically that's what I do. And then mix once again. And you can use any shadow that you want, any eyeshadows, you know. Doesn't have to be this exact one, or it doesn't have to be from the exact palette or duo, whatever. Just make sure, you know. Okay, so keep mixing. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm basically just mixing this in, and it's becoming a paste. As you can see, it's like a really sticky paste here. Okay. So now I'm going to take the other end of my bobby pin and just kind of go along the edges of my bottle cap because sometimes it can get stuck in that little edge crease thing there. And then mix it in. This is a messy process, I know, but this is the easiest and non-messy process that there is possible, because other processes that they do, they usually they like take the shadow, they take the towel, like a paper towel, and actually press it, and it doesn't really work out that well, because the towel, what happens is it absorbs it and you get less product, so that's not really cool. So I'm just going to add about 2 more drops of the alcohol, mix it in. Okay, and then once it's all mixed and, pureed, I guess we can say, start to tap it on your surface, and basically what it's going to do is it's going to start to flatten out and get out any bubbles that may be in your mixture. And as you can see, still have some bubbles in here, so I just keep mixing, and it's going to make it look a little bit more professional than just swirlies, and it's going to make it look nice and flat, and it's getting out a lot of my air bubbles because I do have quite a bit. And if it's too firm or something, add more alcohol like I am, because mine is just a little too, and it has a lot of air bubbles in it. So I'm just adding more of this, and I'm going to do a little swatch on my hand to show you what it looks like. And I have a lot of swatches on my hands. There is right there. I'm sorry, but the lighting is terrible because it's almost nighttime, and when it gets close to nighttime, the lighting gets really bad. So, okay. So basically that's what it looks like, and then you just let it dry for about maybe an hour. I usually leave it for a day, just to be on the safe side. But, if you're really in a rush and you really want to use it fast, probably about an hour to 2 hours. So, yeah, that is how you press your own pigment. It's really easy, really, really simple. And now I'm going to show you some swatches and some, little pictures of ones I've already pressed. Okay, so these are 2 shadows that I've already made. This is one that I made in a Gatorade bottle cap. And I tried to do a duplicate of Urban Decay Sin. And I don't own Sin, so that's why I wanted to make a duplicate. But I think it's a pretty good duplicate, and the lighting's kind of bad. But, sorry, I'm holding the camera so I can't do swatches. But, yeah. And then this is what I made in a bottle cap. It's a pigment called Shimmering Shell from L'Oreal. And, yeah. So, see you later. Bye.